Okay, so here again, it wouldn't be a fight week and it wouldn't be a fans view fight week without Mr. Fou Fou. He's one of my biggest supporters since I started. I'm one of his biggest supporters since I've kind of got into this. I want to thank you very much for your time. You're coming up on an absolutely stacked card fighting for the bantamweight belt at Cage Legacy. Number one, how are you feeling fight week? And number two, how do you feel about this card? Because it's an absolute banger.
Firstly, thank you for having me on. It's always great having you talking to you on Fight Week. Firstly, the Cage Legacy they always come up. The card right now is amazing. You got two professional fights. You got Max Lally and Gary Rooney making their professional debut, and you got like five title fights, and I'm one of them. And I'm really excited for this. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, it is a fantastic fight. And obviously, in regards to your title fight, you're going to be fighting someone who you recently fought, but you were supposed to fight Jake. That's a fight I really, really like to see because you're both really exciting. You've both kind of burst onto the scene. He burst onto the scene and he done really well at the IMAFs. You were at the Four Nations and you'd been around before that. You've traveled to the UK. So you're no stranger to going into enemy territory, let's say. How disappointed are you that the Jake fight didn't happen? And is that something you want to happen in the future?
So about 2 weeks ago, I got told that Jake pulled out. I got no reason why he pulled out. And actually, last night I found out that he's fighting in 2 weeks' time on a show in the UK. So I'm kind of a bit salty over that. I'm like, here, what was the reason? Why did you pull out? I completely understand if there's a legitimate reason for him pulling out. Yeah, that's no problem. But don't pull out like I'm happy that Akin pulled it, like got the fight, and I'm fighting him. But if he didn't pull in, I'd have completely no fight, and it wouldn't be good for me. So I'm a bit salty over Jake, but I definitely know we're gonna fight in the future. I think we'll fight more than once too.
Yeah, so you're looking maybe a rematch trilogy sort of a thing with Jay, because you're both obviously at the top of the bantamweights, which is a stacked division within Ireland. But with your opponents, obviously you'd faced them beforehand,
Yeah.
and we all know what went down. Obviously, with the you were speaking to Jerry about it recently. When this fight was offered to you, you're like, right, okay, now we can settle this, and then now this is over. That you want to prove that you are better than him, and then he's now got the chance to prove that he's better than you, and it'll go whatever way it goes.
I already know I'm better than Akeem. I personally believe I broke him in that last fight. I did I poke him and I was accidental, but he had the option to continue. Mark Goddard, the best of the best in the referee business, came in and he was like, "You can continue." The doctor was good. He was like, "You can continue," but he personally didn't want to continue. I personally believe I broke him in that fight, and I'm going to do the same thing this weekend. I promise I'm getting a finish on Akeem.
Okay, so you're looking forward to a finish, looking forward to lifting a title. What would it mean to you to lift the Cage Legacy title? Because, like you said, we've got Max Lally, Gary Rooney, two of like the hottest prospects within the amateur scene turning pro. There's going to be a lot of eyes on this card. I was talking to Paul Brown, obviously, and he said uh, Dan Hardy enjoyed obviously watching you over there. It was a fight he'd like to see ran back. There might be a chance he might be watching. So, how do you feel? How would you feel lifting that belt and being on a card that so many eyes are on?
Yeah, I've like this is my second time fighting for this title. I first fought for it when I was fighting George. Unfortunately, that was December, and I didn't take the win that time. But I'm definitely getting this title. But the title is not really what I'm fully focusing on. I'm focusing on beating Hakeem. I'm like the title is like the cherry on top, in my eyes. It's obviously great to be a champion, but at the same time, I'm amateur right now, so there's no point of making the title my number one priority. My number one priority right now is to beat Akeem in style. So that's what I'm going out to do this weekend, and I'm calling it possible second round under 2 rounds. I believe I'll finish him.
Perfect, perfect. I never usually ask for predictions, but there you go. You gave us one, and I love your character and I love your energy, and that's what I've said about you a couple of times that you're so excited. Like even your fight style exciting. When obviously you fought George, you see how good he was then. Like went on and he beat kind of everyone. I think he's looking to go pro with and struggling to get matched. So you're right up there with them. For there is the rest of the year, there is a couple more shows, but you just seem solely focused on this fight. Is this really one that you want to get the finish? You want to prove, you want to put a nail in the coffin and say, this is over, it's done.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to, as you said, I put a nail in the coffin. I don't want Akeem to say a single word after me. Like in the back of his head, he believes that he still has it. Like, I want him to know that he never had a chance of beating me. I think I beat him on my worst performance in the Four Nations in the final. I think I'm feeling great this weekend. Coming into the fight week, I'm feeling great. Weight's perfect. Don't even have to cut weight for this. And I really feel like I'm going to get to finish this fight.
Perfect. And you said you've no really weight to cut. What's that like coming into a fight week, being that free? Is it one less stress to help towards your performance?
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of amateurs, they really kind of cut weight and go down. I personally believe I can make flyweight as an amateur. I probably will do it at the end of my amateur career just to test it when I go home when I'm professional. I will be going flyweight most likely. So but for now, as it's only amateur, I'm gonna stick to bantamweight. I walk around 63 kilos. So a 2 kilo for a fight week or a fight camp that's 6 weeks, I'll be underweight in fact.
It's very rare that happens, and I like kind of what you're thinking about. You're just thinking about more getting in there, getting the experience, as opposed to doing that. And like you said, as you go further on, maybe 3-4 more fights, and you're looking at the pro and maybe 3 or 4 or 5 fights, something like that. It's something you can start, you can then tamper with, you can see what works and what doesn't work, and then you can worry about that once you've kind of got enough experience under your belt. And it's good as well that you look at it that way, because a lot of people want to go in and get the advantage at amateur, whereas I think amateur, that's why I like the day of weigh-ins. In theory, just go in and fight at your own weight, get the experience, and then let the rest come later. But no, it's going to be an exciting fight. I can't wait to see. It's going to be an exciting card as well. So, is there anything else you want to say before I let you go? It's been a pleasure talking to you again, and you really pumped up for this fight.
As always, I just want to thank my team, like SPG Court, my head coach Liam, my brother Liam, or my brother Avenue, but and all my teammates, obviously. I'm really looking forward to this, and the whole card is actually sold out. So if you want to watch the fight, there's a pay-per-view on Cage Legacy Instagram page, and go check that out.
Yeah, no, 100%. We're going to put that in the link when we put a clip up, because it is sold out. We knew it was going to sell out. Like I said, with the kind of obstacles that Declan has had to face with, like the day of weighing and pull outs there and pull outs there, I think he's done a fantastic job at getting this card together. It's sold out early. I've been told like people are looking for more tickets from, like you down in Cork, Brian down in Cork,
Yeah.
setting up here, Gary, like people are crying out for tickets. They could have put this in the basketball arena, I think, and it probably
Yeah.
sold out. I think that's a plan for maybe next time. But thank you again for your time, and we will see each other on Saturday. I forgot what day it was. And thank you very much, and I will talk to you then.
I'll see you then.